So welcome everybody. My name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of TorontoJobs.ca. Welcome to the Connect and Learn, a series for entrepreneurs event. Today we are having a great panel. Lots of great entrepreneurs here. We've got lots to cover, so might as well get started. If you have any questions for anybody on the panel, something about their industry, I'm happy to moderate. All you have to do is just either put them in your questions in the event area or in the sessions area. And I will moderate from there. So welcome everybody. Let's get right into it. So I'll just go around. I'll introduce you and maybe you can tell the audience a little bit about yourself, what you're involved with, what you do, a little bit perhaps about your company and so on. So John Towsley is first up, co-founder at ThoughtRock. So John, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I'm actually a biz head by definition, I guess. Went to business school back in the last Great Recession, graduated in '83. And it's kind of an overused word, but I guess I'm technically a serial entrepreneur, which otherwise makes me chronically unemployable. So I've started, built, bankrupt, wound down, or sold a number of businesses. The enduring one is a company called ThoughtRock. And what we do is we sell an international certification course and the exam together online. It's a complete e-commerce model. The business previous to that is proctored exams online globally. And both of those businesses are entirely and were entirely virtual. So while we had small offices, nobody was ever in them. So I think the max I ever had was about probably 150 employees. We built and sold the business, and I don't think I ever met more than 8 or 10 people in person. So.
Awesome.
That's me.
Well, thanks for being on, John. Lorenzo Escobal is founder of Inception, Automotive Detailing. Lorenzo, we've known each other now for quite a while in the circa live events. But talk about your business, Automotive Detailing. I remember when it first got going.
Actually, that was, I believe it was 7 or 8 years ago now, Marc. So pretty much I started it as a mobile automotive detailing service going around in the greater Toronto area, and then definitely grew it to be one of the leading automotive detailing companies in the GTA. So where we actually have a fixed establishment location where we do a lot of detailing for a lot of high profile vehicles and clients as well. So other than that, I am involved in other projects and also another startup that I have with an engineering team more in renewable energy production, where we actually produce electricity, and we're already working on our first prototype, and we're in talks with Ontario Tech University of doing a prototype on a zero emission using hydrocarbon-based fuel, or fossil fuel as they call it, but it's done a lot clean. And I'm also a member of the Forbes Business Council. I'm also a contributing writer there. I've done a TED Talk as well too. Been featured in a couple of media magazines around the world. So that's in a nutshell.
Awesome. Murray Simser, founder of CITIZN.
Yes, indeed. Well, first, thank you for having me on the panel today, Marc, and to my panelists, good to see you. To those listening, welcome. My name's Murray Simser. I'm the founder of CITIZN. We aim for nothing less than the complete reinvention of democracy. And I'm going to try to achieve that using my 15 years in Silicon Valley in Seattle. My entire professional adult career was in the United States. I was educated in Ottawa, and I now make my home in the great city of Toronto. Thank you for having me again.
Excellent, no problem. Peter Hawkins, managing director and co-founder of MELLOHAWK Logistics. Thanks, Peter.
Thanks so much, Marc, and nice to see everybody here. So I am the co-owner of a shipping company, and my partner Arnold Mello went to Seneca College and did a co-op at an international shipping company and decided to go out on his own when the president left and they didn't hire him as president because he's one of those kind of guys. So I was working in publishing, and when he said he needed some money and I got fired from McClellan & Stewart because Random House bought us, suddenly I owned a company and I'd never even heard of the industry before. So now for the last 20 years, I have been the co co-owner of a company that's been a real wonderful experience, to be honest with you. We've made moving boxes around the world actually very sexy. We've had lots of cool shipments. We've done Elton John's costume exhibits on tour, lots of bands, lots of nuclear stuff, some very, very cool things, and lots of very tragic things. But lately, we've been doing PPE like you wouldn't believe, and that's been very exciting. So in fact, 20 years in, our best year ever has been the hardest year, but it's been this year. And so that's been very exciting. We've hired 4 more people, and everybody seems to be overworked and very happy, grateful to have jobs and everything else. Anyway, glad to be here.
Excellent. And have you met Elton John then?
Well, no, but I've tried some stuff on, and and I can't even get my arm in a sleeve.
That's good. That's good. Jody Steinhauer, founder of Bargains Group, Kits for a Cause, Engage and Change. Jody, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to all of you, and thanks, Marc, for having me. Great to see you again. I have a 32-year-old company called the Bargains Group. We are discount wholesalers to started off with retail stores across the country selling clothing and personal care hygiene products. So Peter, I do a lot of shipping. Then I went into my passion, which is helping the homeless. So my largest division helps charities, not-for-profits in both day-to-day needs. So if you think about through the pandemic, outreach supplies to the tent cities and the encampments and all the shelters, PPE right across the country, promotional products division, we just keep growing it. And we have a charity that we founded 22 years ago, Engage and Change, where we get people together and do a great big team build and donate $500,000 worth of supplies in one day. And the last thing, which I'm really proud, is a social enterprise. So I take business people, bring them together, and teach them how to do employee engagement with massive impact in the local community. And like Peter, I'm proud to say my company almost doubled in the last 12 months. So we are flying. The hardest problem is finding awesome people who want to work.
Talk to Marc.
Yeah, talk to me. I'm happy to help. David, and finally, thanks, Jody. David Marcantonio, CEO of Marcantonio Acquisitions. I love the first 4 letters of your last name, David. Anyways, thanks for being on. And do you want to tell a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing, because you do some interesting stuff?
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, my fellow friends. Well, there's several different things that I do. Entrepreneur since I was 15 years old. I have things from medical spas to multiplex residential apartment buildings, giving back to the community with affordable housing, anywhere from the GTA locally in Toronto, Scarborough, out to Windsor, where I am today. But it all started with, thebestmedia.com, helping out businesses. It was something back then, prior to the bestmedia.com, I was doing a few other things, was in the restaurant business, was in the logistics business. And I teamed up with Roberto Paccinelli, which is the co-founder also of the Best Media. He takes care of our entire marketing department. When we teamed up together, we built this machine, and we had a mission ever since 2003 to help out fellow businesses. And we've been very successful to help out thousands and tens of thousands of businesses be found online better, help them with their reputation online, bringing audiences to them or to their businesses with various different tools that we use. So it's been quite interesting. It's helped various different businesses, and it's helped with my businesses as well. It's something that we've been doing for now, I guess, close to 20 years, since 2003. So we've been going stronger than ever. Sad to say, COVID, when it kicked in, it definitely helped out, the digital companies that were offering great services, and we were one of them. And we're very excited. We ended up hiring more people. We have more fulfillment to do. We've been helping, again, tons of different industries out there with, the struggles that they have online, and helping them grow their business. So, it's been quite the career. Being 16, I'm 45. I've been essentially an entrepreneur ever since I was 16. So, hey, I've enjoyed it, and we're just going up and up and up and helping out tons of people out there.
That's great. So thanks very much, David, for sharing. So a lot of people have benefited from the pandemic. A lot of industries and companies and organizations have not benefited. But what's one thing, and I'm just open to the panel, but trying to get everybody as much chance to talk as much as possible. But what's one thing that you've learned, about yourself in the last year? What's something that has helped you in the last year to get through what we've just lived through the last 12 months? Lorenzo, you want to take? Jody, you go ahead. You got your hand up.
Yeah, I'm going to say I think reputation is everything. And I think that when you're going through either really challenging times or really great times, I mean, I got a call from the government at the beginning of COVID, and they asked me if I could distribute, supplies for the first 7 weeks, and they became my sales force. And I said, what's COVID? Nobody even knew what it was. And it was because of the reputation as an entrepreneur and as a business person, how we're really great in logistics and supply chain. So I think we're always have to worry about our reputation and use it as a filter and maximize business opportunities with it.
Good, yeah. Anyone else? Lorenzo? Peter, you want to?
No, Lorenzo, go ahead.
Well, definitely, as Jody did say, that reputation is a huge thing now as well, too, because a lot of industries were closing or crashing down, where a lot of others are going into different industries, and then it's becoming more and more saturated. So in a sense where it is getting more and more competitive, where you do have to stand out from your competition, and the reputation is a lot, right? So when the COVID thing started, we were fortunate enough because of our service where we were actually providing disinfection services, not only on vehicles, but for commercial areas, where a lot of our skill set from the automotive is transferable to either homes or commercial workplaces, and also diversifying your revenue streams, where we actually started offering antimicrobial film installation. So it's a special film that you put on any high touch surfaces, where it helps prevent bacterial growth and viral growth as well too. So and then just going back with what Jody said, it's that's what I learned. It's getting more and more competitive. You have to start looking for ways how to become creative, and then figure as to what other revenue streams that you can actually get for your business survival.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's been certainly reset, pivot, whatever you want to call it. Peter, you're going to say something?
Sure. It's funny because one of the things that we discovered is just how much more we are capable of doing. And what has really happened is something that might warm Jody's heart a little bit, is that we have really embraced our entrepreneurial skills when it comes to charity. And maybe charity is not the right word. Volunteerism. Volunteerism is the word I want. We have 6 different people in the office now who actually go out and mentor newcomers, and we mentor them both as job seekers and as entrepreneurs, and with TAP programs and all of that kind of stuff. And sometimes it builds potential clients with us, but oftentimes it just shows that despite all the headaches we have and all the stuff that we have that we're trying to accomplish in a business sense, we now have opportunities that we can capitalize on using technology. No more gatekeepers, no more travel, and we can really find ourselves helping people and showing people how to do business in Canada and the Canadian marketplace, and showing people how to find jobs in the Canadian marketplace. So I think Lorenzo's right about transferable skills. That's what we're doing too, is using our transferable skills. And Jody's right about the fact that, if you have a humanitarian mission, do it. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Going to add and talk about it. I think one of the challenges our business people are I don't need to talk about it. So we're teaching business people how to do the marketing and the PR, and leverage the fact that people want to do business with people who do good. And it's really great for all of our bottom lines. And the more we do it, the more we're going to be able to help the charities, because our country's really messed up right now.
Yeah. David, you went through that too, right? With your company, in terms of offering a lot of good stuff for your clients. Do you want to talk
Absolutely.
about that?
Yeah. We found my team and I found a lot of companies, a lot of businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs were not prepared. They weren't prepared. And I've been pushing this mission for a long time. I've been connecting with as many people as possible. And I have my team connect with a lot of businesses prior to COVID and letting them know that you need to be prepared, right? And a lot of them weren't. So that's what I noticed. for the past year. That's the feedback I've been getting from my team, and a lot of business owners that weren't ready to have a digital platform. Were scared. They didn't know what to do. They didn't expect this to happen. Obviously, no one did, and they weren't prepared. So we're really helping them out. We got some great products and services and priced right to help them. I think that all of us as business owners need to do our best to help the businesses out there that are struggling and be fair to them and work with the ones that definitely want to put their heart into it and help them through it. It's been the last 6 months we've managed to help out. I don't have the business names in front of me, but we've helped out quite a bit of businesses get from here to here, and I'm happy about that. My team did a great job. Without them, we wouldn't have been able to do it. But our customers that have been with us for some time and understand what they need to do and allow us to help them, they're pretty good right now. They were already prepared for that digital platform that I think that most businesses can all agree really need during these times.
Yeah. And Murray, maybe we can talk about you. It's not always rosy in the whole scheme of things, right? A lot of companies are down, revenues are down. What would you suggest to other entrepreneurs, perhaps, that are maybe feeling down? Like, what can they hold on to and kind of say, yeah, you can do this, right? What are you doing? What are you doing to motivate yourself?
Well, I think that's an unbelievably important question. Let me just start with this. I come at this from a bit of a different perspective. I've been peddling virtual work since I started at .com in 1998 in California. Okay, and I actually came into this COVID. I built this company virtually without an office before I knew what COVID was. So Jody and I were in the same boat. We didn't know what COVID was, and here we are facing the problem of it. Very quickly, despite the fact that I'm happy to work in a virtual world, that wasn't true of the team. And there are 50 people involved in this now. Okay, CITIZN is a very distributed team. My CFO's in New York, my CSO's in Seattle, my business partners in Calgary. I'm in Toronto at Bloor & Young. Keeping that group together and keeping them motivated, to your point, has been really difficult, because each individual in the company has fared quite differently. They have their own problems, they have their own issues, families, kids. I mean, you can't send your kid to school has turned upside down almost everybody I know. These difficulties have created conditions that are less than ideal. And to your point, self-motivation is imperative. If you don't have the sort of will to get up in the morning and to see it through, regardless of what the circumstances are, you are going to face your own demons. And those demons will tell you can't do it, you're not going to succeed, it's impossible, it's difficult. So my modus operandi has always been, given what I am in life, an entrepreneur forever, has always been self-motivation is key. Health is key. You got to be in shape. You've got to eat well. You've got to surround yourself with positive people. And to the degree that you believe in this sort of thing, and I really do, helping others is the best way to motivate yourself. And I don't just mean at CITIZN, okay? I mean, if you really want to feel good about yourself at the end of the day and wake up the next morning, help somebody else out that isn't doing well. And you will be refreshed by this, okay? Help your neighbor, help your friends, help all the people in their networks, help your employees, help people you don't even know. And I promise you the motivation will come.
Excellent. Great advice. And by the way, if you're watching, for those of you watching, you might want to check out Murray's website, CITIZN.world. And I got a really cool website, world's first societal network that puts the individual at the center of democracy, capitalism, and societal stewardship, where we were all meant to be, right? So good stuff, Murray. How about you, John? Talk a little bit about perhaps some frustrations that you've had. It hasn't been obviously rosy for everybody. So what are some things that advice that you would give?
Yeah, I think, much like Murray, as I said in my introduction, we've always been virtual, so we don't know any different. I'm a little longer in the tooth than some of the other guys, maybe. And what I've seen in the pandemic is I don't know. I guess to quote our French Canadian friends, plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. So, what I think has been important.
Well said.
Is to provide leadership in terms of consistency. And I did an interview with someone who I used to do a lot of work with, and she said, the word that I would use to describe you is always stoic, and I wouldn't have described myself that way necessarily, but I find in this times it's very easy for everyone to say, oh, the world's changed, and it's nobody's ever been through this before, and some very wise people told me a long time ago there is nothing new. People have been through these things before and they've survived, and man, if you think this was bad, imagine what it was like to live through World War II. So I think while people are facing and struggling with dramatic hardship, as leaders, it's very important for us to be stoic, to provide leadership. As you said, Marie, help people. At the same time, don't pamper to their fears and their stresses. You also need a bit of a firm hand with people and say, hey, yeah, it's tough, but you know what? We'll find a way through this. And if you're facing challenges, let me see how I can help you overcome those challenges. And I've done that with a number of businesses, and frankly, they by being creative, necessity being the mother of invention, they've managed to survive or change. Not everyone will, but I think to me that's been the key lesson is just steady hand on the tiller for those of us who are in leadership roles. And I learned that lesson the very first business I started. I had some business partners in New York, and I was pretty young and didn't really know what I was doing. And one of the guys came in to me one time, pulled me aside and said, listen, you got a funny look on your face, and you can't do that. So when you walk in the door in the morning, you're on. You're the leader. You smile. You got to find other ways to vent your frustrations or stress, but it's not in the office and it's not in front of our employees. And like I said, I think in these times, providing that leadership is important. And the reason I said, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I think if you stay grounded like that and help people stay grounded, then you realize that while this is a new experience for all of us, it's not a new experience for the world. It's happened before. We can draw on those lessons, and when you pare it all back, sure, the kids are home and they're learning online, but learning is learning, and hey, we're spending more time with the kids, and it's easy for me to say because I don't have to. My kids are all grown up and off the payroll, but you just have to maintain that steady hand on the tiller. Don't blow this up. Don't make it something that it's not. There are lots of people who have major challenges, but by and large, those of us in North America have a roof over our head and we have food on the table. So carry on.
Excellent. Great advice. Real quick, for those of you just joining, my name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of TorontoJobs.ca. John Towsley is co-founder at ThoughtRock. Lorenzo Escobal is founder at Inception Automotive Detailing. Murray Simser, founder at CITIZN. Peter Hawkins is managing director and co-founder of MELLOHAWK Logistics. Jody Steinhauer, founder of Bargains Group. Kits for a Cause, Engage and Change, and David Marcantonio is CEO of Marcantonio Acquisitions. If you have a question, feel free to put them in the chat and I'll moderate them. We have about 10 minutes left. So maybe just real quick going around to each of you, share, if you don't mind, any new technology that you're using, something that other entrepreneurs might be interested in using, not the Zooms and Teams, because everybody knows that, but just, anything that you've been using, something, a new platform, new website, whether it's yours or somebody else's, that has helped you. Lorenzo, let's just go around real quick. Just share anything that you've learned real quick.
Well, then again, there were some remote things that we have been doing since 2017, way before the pandemic started. So there's been just very little change in terms of our procedures, other than, what our clients would when it comes to vehicles about pickups and drop-offs. But other than that, we've already made that change a while ago before all of this happened.
Okay, Murray, anything that you're using?
Well, the answer is everything and nothing. Let me talk about what we're doing, actually, rather than what we're using, because I've used all the usual suspects, and my whole team is quite comfortable with it. But we're actually trying to build democracy at a distance, okay? That's the first predicate on which CITIZN is built. We don't believe that this business of moving around the country and going to meetings and stuff is efficient for politics. We want to create the most predictive data set that there is in each country. To do that, I have to assemble everybody all at the same time every day for them to participate in what we're building. So we are going to virtualize democracy, period. And ultimately, I think that COVID, believe it or not, coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, and all these variants, it's actually given us an acceleration in society where I think a lot of people that would otherwise have been disenfranchised from the virtual world have been forced to jump into it, and thereby bringing the digital divide down. So if there is a silver lining in all of this, I think what we're seeing is a necessary adaptation by human beings to the plus. Now, that doesn't discount the problems that we've had and the costs. It just means that we are humans, we adapt, and we should always be open-minded to it. We're building virtual democracy as it.
Excellent. Jody?
Yeah, I would agree with Murray. The acceleration of all of the technology and bringing together and the inefficiency of traveling and going to events, I love it. And what we've created, which is really cool, people are craving connection. Everybody in every company, every family, we're starving for connection. So we were forced to take our kits for a cause model, which usually was, let's get out together, let's pack some kits with our hands, roll up our sleeves. So we've just launched 2 weeks ago a virtual model, which is pretty cool. And it's a shopping list. So think about a bridal registry where you can actually help a charity. The charity makes the list of exactly what they want. And you just check off in what you want to grant a wish, and you get a tax receipt on the spot. So that's something that really cool, because charities can't have the galas and the golf tournaments and all the things, and they're starving for financing. So we're creating kind of different kinds of models that are really working. And the virtual kit packing, we've been doing them with families at the holiday time, and large multinational companies and branches across the country on a virtual stream. So I think technology has really helped us also accelerate the connection and the giving back.
Excellent. Peter, anything you want to promo?
No. Well, okay. I always want to promo stuff, but I was too interested in what you guys all said. So yeah, I can tell you all kinds of stuff that you need to do business with us. We are a travel agent for cargo. But what I actually want to talk about, when you were talking about technology, I think it's the way we approach technology now. Technology now has become the great equalizer. And so, in fact, you can talk to presidents with a Zoom call. It's no longer going through gatekeepers and all that kind of stuff. So who you can network with is really amazing. But I used to do a ton of workshops on what a Canadian handshake was, and people were shocked to find out all the information and the signaling that could come from a handshake. Well, now my pivot has become how to use good manners when you're using technology. And it really has changed networking. These cold connects, they're not connections. That's collecting lists of names. If you want a connection, how to really do it. And I think what has happened there is, my side gig has helped 2,000 people in the last 18 months get jobs. And so, it is phenomenal. Now, they've had all the supports of all the other organizations. And so while I'm taking credit, I have to share the credit. But I will tell you that my 2,000 thank you notes are the things that say, okay, I didn't realize that being nice and saying someone's name and spelling it correctly and spelling my own name correctly could get me a job. And in fact, yes, it can. The old-fashioned stuff still works. It's just in a new format.
Very good. Absolutely. Great points. David, we just have a minute or two left here. Anything you want to add to anybody or anything else?
I agree with everybody on what they're, obviously we're using all the technology that everybody has access to. The question is, are you using it properly? We understand that, everyone's able to get Facebook, Instagram, and all these tools that can build your business and connect with people. But the issue is not a large majority of business owners really know how to maximize those platforms. So aside of that, of course, we utilize them. We help our clients utilize them so they can grow their networks and grow their business and achieve their goals. But to be honest with you, I'm still an old school guy. I still have a sales team pounding the phones all day, over 100 calls each sales guy a day. We're actually connecting more now, believe it or not, by using the phone than we did before. SMS is working more ever than it did before. People are on their phones a lot more, so we're using the phone technology of calling people, connecting with them, and connecting with them not once, not twice, but as many times as it takes to get their attention. And with that persistency and that mindset, we've been able to connect with business owners. And just back to the old school way. If someone wants to build a business, pick up the phone and understand your business, know what you're trying to offer, and that's what we do.
Excellent. John, any last minute words of advice?
Yeah, I guess I'd wrap a couple things up. One that Jody was talking about, reputation, earlier, and in terms of things we've done, it's actually more what we stopped doing. So we are an entirely online business. And that business has been running for probably 10 years. Historically, we have spent, I'll round it up, down, whatever, about $100,000 US in Google ads a year to drive that business. And more recently have discovered that actually that was just a whole bunch of nonsense. Maybe not in the early days, but we're almost spending nothing now. And what we discovered by just doing, the devil's in the detail, doing the hard work, and like I said, just going right back to basics. My business partner and I reached out personally to our customers, one-on-one. Hey, own the business. I'm trying to figure out what's going on and what's driving our business. Would you mind telling me why you bought from us? And guess what, Jody? About 85% of the answer was a referral. Right. So we have a large number of customers and a huge long tail of referrals. So now we're kind of reinventing things. And like I said, back to real fundamental blocking and tackling. Don't get caught up in the technology. But then again, other quick piece of advice. My business partner also has a passion for reaching out to and helping seniors. And this time, it's that connection and making connections. So we did a pilot program. I spend my winters here in Canmore skiing, actually. So I strapped my iPhone to my helmet and, connected to, in a Zoom call, to some seniors who couldn't ski anymore. And, we did a couple of runs together. But my piece of advice would be think about how long your battery's going to last at minus 18.
Excellent. Well, thanks to all of you on the panel. It's we're out of time, unfortunately. I'm sure we could go on for a long time, and I could even do an interview with each of you individually because each of you have a great story to talk about. But unfortunately, we are capped for time. But I want to thank you all on the panel for being here and sharing your wisdom. John Towsley, co-founder of ThoughtRock, Lorenzo Escobal, founder of Inception Automotive Detailing, Murray Simser, founder at CITIZN, Peter Hawkins, managing director and co-founder of MELLOHAWK Logistics, Jody Steinhauer, founder of Bargains Group, Kits for a Cause, Engage and Change, and David Marcantonio, CEO of Marcantonio Acquisitions. You're welcome to stay on here a bit longer if you want, or if you got to get going, but I'm just going to wrap up to say today's event has been presented by TorontoJobs.ca and TorontoEntrepreneurs.ca and powered by Event Logic with a K.ca. My name is Marc Belaiche, president of TorontoJobs.ca. How did you like the event? Let us know. We'll send you a survey in the next 24 hours, and you can let us know how the event went, what we can do better for next time, what you liked, what you didn't like. If you have any staffing needs, TorontoJobs.ca can certainly help you with either temporary, permanent, or contract positions. TorontoEntrepreneurs.ca, visit the website to find out about upcoming business owner events that you can check out, network. We put out a lot of content. You can visit the website again, TorontoEntrepreneurs.ca, and Event Logic with a K.ca. If there's an event you'd like to have put on, please do visit the website. You can also have your organization and services highlighted. There's speaker, sponsor, and exhibitor options available. Please reach out, check out Event Logic with a K.ca. There's a great team behind the scenes to promote you and your organization. A couple of upcoming events, I'll put them in the chat here next Thursday, April 22nd. We have the Canadian Virtual Presidents Conference. That is on the 22nd, and then on Thursday, April 29th, is the Canadian Virtual Sell Your Business Conference. So if you're looking at selling a business or perhaps acquiring a business, you can certainly check that out. And on Wednesday, June 16th, there's the Toronto Entrepreneurs Virtual Conference as well. These are all virtual events, and they all run from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to check out Toronto Entrepreneurs on all our social media. There's, I'm putting in the Linktree link in the chat as well that you can follow. There's great YouTube videos. There's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I want to thank all the speakers and panelists for being on here, as well as for all attendees, everybody watched. We do tack on another 10 minutes to the event, so there's still some time to do some networking if you'd like. And finally, thanks for coming. Everybody stay safe. Hopefully the pandemic moves forward very quickly. I got my first shot yesterday, Pfizer, so we're getting there. We're getting there. The bars in the UK have opened now, so that's a good sign for all of us, right? So anyways, thanks again to all of you, and stay safe.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, so we can continue to stay on if anybody wants to stay on. It's still open to anybody, but as far as the recording goes, we'll have stopped it. But anyways, anybody want to promote something? We're not tight for time or whatever, but anybody want to promo anything or share any news or anything like that?
I'm good. It was just nice to meet everybody here. So especially you, Marc. It's been a while. So
Yeah, it has been.
yeah, like I said, 7 or 8 years since during the Ambot days, and then I think the last in-person Toronto Entrepreneurs Conference, I think it was back in 15 or sometime around there.
Yeah. It's down at the Chestnut Hotel, downtown Toronto. That's how long it's been. Peter, anything else you want to share? Or?
No, I just wanted to thank everybody, and very nice to meet you all, and looking forward to connecting. So it was fascinating to hear the stories, and I'm going to do a little bit more investigating to find out more about you. So thank you all.
For sure. Jody, you got always a good story.
No, I'm just, like to hear, it's great to hear other businesses, because I think in the last year or so, it's just been like head down 20-hour days, and great to hear, I think, fellow entrepreneurs who have done well. And also I really believe in what was said about helping. And one thing I was going to add is, doing something good for someone really makes you feel better. And also humor. I think, we've started off our daily huddles, both virtually with all the people, because we're essential services and we're shipping. We've got both. We started off by everybody comes with one person a day comes with a joke or a riddle that everybody has to get involved in. And it's really it made a difference in the culture and the mental health of what everybody's really struggling through.
It sounds like you've built some websites and been very big in communication and stuff. And so I wouldn't mind chatting with you to see how we could do something, because we're building a new platform as well. So I thought I could pick your brain a little bit. Now I've lost your camera here. I'm not sure if you can see me. John or David, anything else you want to add?
No, I appreciate everybody's time today. It's a pleasure to be part of this, and hopefully I can connect with you guys all. If you guys have any questions, anything I can do to help you or help your clients out, love to have a conversation with you individually. And to everybody, we're all on the same page. I wake up every morning helping people, and that's part of the Marcantonio acquisitions. Is I team up with people that don't have the resources to own their own business, whether it's financially, whether they don't have the resources to do it. So I'll go out there, I'll put the funds together for it, make sure that I'm working with someone that's totally into it, and help them. I've managed to help out lots. I have tons of partners all over Ontario that own all kinds of different businesses where I'm giving them an opportunity and they're helping me out, and we're helping each other out. And I wake up every morning like that for the longest time with that mindset. And I do believe that I never really think about the money. I always think about helping, because at the end of it all, down the road, the money's going to come when you start helping people out. And it's crazy what I've been happy to be a part of and honored to be a part of, working with all these partners that I've been able to meet throughout my whole career. So again, if there's anything I can do for you guys or your clients, please do give me a call. My cell number is on my LinkedIn. I'd love to have a chat. better on the phone, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And Murray, I don't know if you caught what I was saying there, but I think we should have a chat.
Oh, I didn't realize that was directed at me. I thought that was directed at Jody. You were mentioning. I would love to have a chat with you and help you out with that. I can certainly do it on my end. Just you guys may or may not know this, but if you go look at my LinkedIn, you'll see what I'm up to. I actually hit Peter up the other day for hey buddy, you want to look at an investment? So I'm actually raising $5 million US. Everybody on here is an accredited investor, so I'm allowed to talk about this. Okay, under that exemption, doing anything wrong here, but I actually have David. Do you know Don Zeraldo?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. Well, anyway, he's one of my investors.
I know Don.
Yeah, well, Don's investing in CITIZN. Just to give you an idea of the types of people that are here. Don's an old friend of mine. We've been on boards together, public companies. My company is built around a whole set of very powerful people. I got one of the founders of Microsoft, Steve Wood, David Sabucci. You probably know who he is. We've got a whole range of these people. The woman who founded TEDx, I believe, Lorenzo, you were on a TEDx. Lara Stein is now on my board. So, you know, it's the who's who of who's who, because you can't reinvent democracy without that much power around you, because otherwise you're just going to get shot. Okay, that's the sort of short answer of it. So I've surrounded myself with all these fancy people so that I don't end up in the bin somewhere. But we are raising around, and if you guys want to help out, take a look. Just go on my LinkedIn. There's actually a link there that you can go to. It's a non-brokered deal, but it is through a portal. Okay, so we put the portal up so everybody can investigate. It's all there. Have a look. I'd love to help you out in exchange for anything you want. I've got a huge network, lots of investors, lots of people that can help. In the charitable sense, it's all I do. And just so you know, CITIZN is for profit, but ultimately we will sell it to the users in each country, okay, through a levered buyout in each country. And all the profit after we make that sale will go into the country. We are aiming to eliminate level 1 and level 2 Maslow problems across the world. It's an ambitious thing. I know it's huge. It's not ridiculous. I'd love to tell you about it. I'm available anytime you like.
Great.
Can you share your number, Murray? Because I don't see it on your LinkedIn.
Hey, everybody, have a great rest of the afternoon. Thank you very much.
You do it.
Signing off. Thank you.
You can escape. Thanks very much, David. You can hit escape, and that'll get rid of that pop-up that you might have seen just now.
Okay.
Anyways, if you have to go.
A real pleasure. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you.
Murray.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Terrific. All right, Peter, Matt, John, you guys want to stick around or
I'm gonna
sign
head out
off?
too. Great event. Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much. Thanks, John.